Today we're going to be ranking all of the LEGO Power Miner sets from Series 1 to Series 3. We're only 3 series, unfortunately. I'm going through and rebuilding my old Power Miner sets, so I figured this would be a good opportunity to go through and rank the old sets, because almost all of them are bangers. So we're going to get right into it here. The first set here is 8188, the Fire Blaster. We're going to start with Wave 3, I guess. And the Lava ones only had 4 sets. Yeah, Power Miners wasn't around for very long. But anyways, the first one, 8188, the Fire Blaster, came with 1 Lava Monster, 1 Power Miner, and a cool little build. I had this one. The third wave wasn't the best, but it was still better than a lot of people give it credit for. I liked it. I think I had almost all of them. My brother and I, we loved Power Miners, so we collected them. And that's why I'm trying to rebuild them right now. And actually, I have this Rock Monster. Oh, what's his name? It does not say. Oh, well. I don't remember the names of all the Rock Monsters. But it's the yellow Fire Monster, or Lava Monster. And they were pretty cool. The set, it's pretty small. It's about $20 used now. I don't remember. Does it say what it went for? Sold for, the retail price was $10 when it came out. So that's a crazy good price compared to now, which I guess would be $15 with inflation. So still not bad. I'm going to be pretty biased on all these sets because they're all so good, and I had most of them. And all of the Power Miner sets just had really good play features. This one had the Flickfire Dynamite. I don't want to be too overly biased on these. We'll put it in C tier just because there's not a whole lot going on, but it is really unique with like the water barrel and the pump gun, like shooting the water. Yeah, very nostalgic for me, so I'll try not to be super biased. Alright, number 2, we have set 8189, the Magma Mech. I don't think I had this one. I think this was the one I did not have in the Lava, or Wave 3. But this one retailed for $20, which is crazy. It says this would retail for $30 today, but I just know that this would be like $45 or $50 now. I'm not a personal fan of it just because I'm not a huge mech guy, but I do get the appeal. I didn't have that Lava Monster, so I can't speak on if he was any cool or not. So this one's, I would say, a bit lower for me just because I don't like the mechs as much. So I'll put it underneath the previous one, even though it is bigger. And it's not even really that much more expensive either. But I'm just not too high on the mechs. But the build is pretty cool. Alright, the third set in the wave, the third wave, is 8190, the Claw Catcher. And I did have this one. My brother and I had this one. I think it was technically his, but we shared. And this was a really cool set, and the way it worked was really cool. You'd roll it along in the claws. I don't remember if you'd press a button or it would just work automatically, but the claws would like close on the Rock Monster and then throw it back, which was really cool. But I remember it not working very well. But the set itself was really cool, and like the play features and everything. Like I said, the Power Miners had so many cool play features. This one retailed for $35. This is apparently $52 today. Yeah, this one was a cool one. I remember we really enjoyed this one. So I'm gonna put this one B tier because we did enjoy playing with this one a lot, even if it didn't work the best all the time. All right, then the last from the Lava Wave is 8191 Lavatraz, which was like the lava base that came with Fireox, the big lava monster. And this one was a really fun set, and I actually still have a lot of the pieces to this one. And I do still have Fireox, the big lava monster. He's pretty sick. All of the big ones are sick with the throw. Oh, I thought I broke him. Oh, that was close. All of them are pretty sick with like the throw feature and everything. I don't know if you can see that, but they are all pretty awesome. and then the crane. And this set also came with a working vending machine for the minifigs, which is pretty awesome. Yeah, just a really good set. The side build, the little like I don't know what you'd call that little sidecar excavator thing wasn't the best, but overall a really cool set and good design, good play features. Not the best in the series, but I would say it was second best in the wave. I think the claw catcher was a little bit better, so we'll put this behind the claw catcher at B. All right, on to wave 2. At least from what I remember, I think these 4 or 5 sets were from wave 2. I think. I don't remember it completely, but that's alright. So the first one in this wave was 8707, the Boulder Blaster. I did not have any of the sets from this wave, but just looking at them, I can tell they probably weren't as good as wave number 1. But they still got some cool play features, like you got the flick fire dynamite grenades. Flick fire missiles were like my favorite thing, by the way. I wish those would come back. I know they're like rarely in sets, but they were my all-time favorite play feature. I wish they would come back. Yeah, overall, I'm not a huge fan of the design on this one, mainly because it's not really like doesn't seem like a mining vehicle to me. The treads, could be cool, but it just looks like a tractor to me in my eyes. However, it does come with Glaciator, and that's a really good rock monster that I don't have anymore. So that gives it some points. But then it comes with, I guess, red crystals. So I don't know why it wouldn't have come with blue crystals for the blue rock monster. But I don't know, maybe I'm misremembering. That was a pretty common thing. So this one, I'm going to put this one, let's see, it retailed at $26, $27. Yeah, I'll put this one top of C tier. If I had $30 to spend on a Power Miner set, it would be above both of those two, the Lava Wave. But definitely not as good as those two. So, all right, next set from Wave 2 is 8708, the Cave Crusher. This one was really cool. Like I said, I didn't have any of these. I wish I did. I think this one was like a combination of like the Thunder Driller and the Rock Wrecker. So it looks kind of like a combo of those two, which a lot of these sets, they actually came with other instructions that you could actually combine them and make. And I think this was one of the ones you could do that with too. So that's pretty cool. Back when LEGO was more original with their ideas, I wish they would bring back more custom themes like this. Because everything about Power Miners is just my absolute favorite things. Like, Power Miners to me embodies what LEGO should be. It's just so peak. I know a lot of people prefer Rock Raiders, but I didn't grow up with that. That's a little before my time, so I can't really attest to that. But anyways, back to the Cave Crusher. Retailed at $50. Pretty good. $76 nowadays. It came with Boulder Axe, I think, is the red one, which I also have. 2 Power Miners. It's a pretty cool set. I can totally envision driving this one around and chopping up boulders and rock monsters. It seems like a really fun play set. Obviously, I didn't have this one, but I would put this one above all the rest in C tier. It seems like a very fun set to play with. So next up, we have the Underground Mining Station. This one, I see what they were going for, but it's just not my thing, I think. I think this is worse than the Lava Station. Now, it does come with the other big rock monster. I forget his name. Maybe it'll come to me. I'll come up with it again. But so it does have that. It does have the working zip line or whatever it is. A lot of crystals, the little side cart build. But to me, there's just not a whole lot going on here. It doesn't seem that cool. I'd prefer any of the other sets in B tier, so we're going to go bottom of B tier with that. You know what, actually, I hate to go back on my word here, but I'm thinking I swap this one with the Boulder Blaster, because the Boulder Blaster is a vehicle, and I would much prefer to have a vehicle driving around than that. So, but it is still a little bit better. These two, the two lava ones. All right, these next two were two little poly bags that I think were Wave 2, but don't quote me on that. I don't know for sure. This one's pretty garbage. I would really, if I were getting this, I would just be buying it for spare parts because that claw piece. This is really just not that good of a set. It's going D tier. I don't think any of these are F tier worthy, but there was no retail, so maybe this was a promotional one. So it was limited time only. So I guess that has that going for it. You didn't have to buy it, but it's just not that good of a set. So that's 8907 Rock Hacker. Yeah, it's just not. We're just going to keep going. The next poly bag, this is actually a really good poly bag. This like much better than the previous one. In fact, I would put this, as you'll see, I'm going to put this over some of the other things, which might be kind of crazy. But this is 8908 Monster Launcher. It comes with the Lime Green Rock Monster, which I believe only came in one other set. The Claw Digger. So this is a really good way to get him, and it comes with a little play feature as well to launch the Rock Monster, plus the Lime Green Crystal. Low key, this might be biased. I think the Lime Green Rock Monster is the best one. I never had it, and I'm super jealous and upset about it. I'll pick him up eventually, but this set is actually much better than the other one, and personally, I would put it above these two. In terms of playability and the Rock Monster being a lot better than the two Lava Monsters. There's not much else I can say about it. So that's the end of Wave 2, I believe. So now we're on to Wave 1, which is just absolute peak in my eyes. I had every single one of these except two, and the two that I didn't have, I'm really upset about, and I'm hoping to pick up in the near future because I really wanted them. So we'll start with the smallest one, which was 8956, the Stone Chopper. This was my brother's set. Still a really good set here, even for its size. It retailed at $6, which is, man, I wish you could have a $6 LEGO set today be this good. It came with the Red Rock Monster, and it was a really fun build to just drive around. And it was actually fairly stable. Like it looks like it would kind of tip over and not really display well, but it was a pretty good set. I would put this right above. Actually, I'm gonna put this one below the Lime Green Polybag Rock Monster, but you could interchange them. I think that one, the Lime Green Rock Monster, maybe I'm just being too biased, but the Lime Green Rock Monster is just way too cool. And the build's, well, cool, it is a bit basic, so I'll give it to the play feature in the Polybag. But still a really good set. And none of these sets are like terrible except that Polybag, so these next ones are going to be up here. Alright, so next we have 8957, the Mind Mech. I know before I said I was really low on mechs, not really a mech guy, but this one retailed at $8 or $7.99 USD, and came with the Dark Green Rock Monster, which was really good. This mech I had, and it was actually incredibly fun to play with. The little spinner on the right arm and then the claw on the left arm were both movable and really fun. I think this set, for how cheap it is definitely worth it. Used now, it's only going about $22, about $120 if you find it new, which is pretty hard to do. But this one's pretty good. I'm trying not to let my nostalgia and bias blind me here. Is this a better set than the B tier sets for how small it is? Okay, I'm going to split the difference. It's going to go right here. Because I still think it's better than the Wave 2 sets, but these just have so much playability. It can't go above those. However, I think that ends here. This next set, 8958, the Granite Grinder, is retailed for $10. Man, it's crazy how many of these sets were under $10 back in the day. I really should have gotten them all. Damn. Oh well. Anyways, the Granite Grinder. This set is pretty peak for how small and cheap it was. I still have the bin and drill piece. I still have these two pieces from it. I just haven't gotten around to rebuilding it. So that'll happen pretty soon. I don't have the Rock Monster anymore, but this set was really fun. When you roll it along, the tracks turn, and it turns like a knob on the underside that makes the drill kind of shoot forward and backwards with this little rubber band on here. And it was super fun. It would go as fast as you wanted when you drove it. Gosh, all of Wave 1 was just so peak. So it's getting harder and harder to put these behind. I think this is going to go at the top of B tier here. I know it's small, but it was just so fun to play with. Next up, we have the Claw Digger, and this is one of the sets I did not have when I had my Power Miners as a kid. And oh man, I wish I had this one. This was the only other set that came with the lime green Rock Monster, and I think that was part of the reason I wanted it. This is 8959, by the way, Claw Digger. I just remember in the promo video Lego did, a little micro movie, where it like grabs the Rock Monster and throws it to the ceiling and it hits its head. What does he say? He's like, "Oh, what's this? You need, I see, you need a better view." And he launches him into the ceiling, and it's so nostalgic for me. These sets were so great. I would have loved to have this one. Unfortunately, I didn't, but it's still going A tier for sure. Any of these, like, these last sets are all going to be very high. Spoiler alert. Next up, we have the GOAT of the Power Miner series. Undisputed GOAT, I think. As well, let's not say undisputed. It's between this and another one that I would argue. But this is 8960, the Thunder Driller. I did have this one as well. This one absolutely peak. For proof, I have the remains of it right here. This is all I have left, is that drill piece. Actually, I take it back. I have some of the fenders too, I think. But yeah, it's yet another one that I got to rebuild. This set was so peak. When you drive it, the drill spins, but it spins in opposite directions. So that dark gray piece would spin like clockwise, and the light gray piece would spin counterclockwise. And I don't remember the last time Lego has done a set with a play feature that fun. Just so amazing. Just drive around, it would go over anything. Like I said, maybe this is nostalgia bias, but this set is definitely S tier for me. We would recreate the micro movie with this set. It was so fun, so unbelievably fun. And all of these sets are just going to be like that. So, all right. Next, we have 8961, the Crystal Sweeper. This was the second set that I did not have from Wave 1. When people ask about Holy Grail sets, this is my Holy Grail set, the Crystal Sweeper. This set I wanted so bad as a kid. Me and my brother both, we wanted this set, and we still talk about to this day not getting it and missing out. The play feature on this one rivals the Thunder Driller. With driving it along, the big scooper goes through, or the scooper moves with the wheel, and it sweeps up crystals, rock monsters, whatever you want, and throws it into a bin in the back of the Crystal Sweeper. Not to mention like the little catapult that comes with it that launches rock monsters, and the drill on the side. I think it even came with a motorcycle on the other side. Like, this set is the definition of peak Lego, and it's going S tier. I think we're putting it above the Thunder Driller. It retailed at $70. Imagine that. Like, this today would be like $120 at least. It says with inflation it was $106. But you just know Lego would release this at like $150. So to get that for $70 with that many play features, man, I need to go buy this set. After I get married, this might be the first thing I buy. Next up, we have the Crystal King 8962. This set, it doesn't have the greatest playability. I guess if you're a little kid, it probably does. We played with it a lot. It's more so for posability, I think. And I actually just recently picked it up off Marketplace. I was going to get it at Brickworld Chicago, but then somebody snagged it before me. But then I found it even cheaper online, so I'm totally cool with that. And it came with all the figs. And this set, I don't know, it's kind of mechy, so it's not 100% my thing. I only got it because I want to rebuild Series 1, or the first wave. But, that being said, this is such a unique set. The unique head mold, but just such a unique set that I think it deserves. Oh, I just lost a piece. It deserves to be put pretty high up on the rankings for that alone. The hands and fingers are really weird and a little big for my liking, but I think the set still deserves its praise. I think we're going to go underneath the crystal or claw digger here, so in A tier. Actually, we're gonna do this again. We're gonna swap these two because I still think that having a vehicle over a mech is more fun. Yeah, I hate to change my mind, but this is gonna go right here. I do think this set is still peak, but like I said, just having a vehicle for Power Miners was way more fun than having like the mech or the bases. Aside from this one's not very cool in my opinion. All right, 2 sets to go. We got 8963, the Rock Wrecker. My brother had this one with the lime green large rock monster, which he's pretty peak. I just picked him up at Brickworld because I had this set, but then lost parts to the bin. As you can see, I have some of the saw blades here. So that'll be one that I need to rebuild here coming up. But this set was pretty peak. Retailed for $35. Can you believe that? Like, that's insane. $35 for this set. You get the large rock monster. You get the net shooting play feature. You get the TNT dynamite launcher. And then all of these blades on the bottom spin. And then the blades on the side spin as well when you drive the vehicle. This one had a habit of not working very well, at least these side blades, like the saw blades. They tended to not, like, engage when you drove the vehicle, just how it was kind of put together. I'm sure now they could probably fix that. But it was still a really cool build, really unique. The cockpit glass was actually attached upside down, which was, like, revolutionary for me and my brother back in the day. We had, like, never seen a build technique like that, so this was a really fun set. I think this one goes to the middle of A tier, just because I still wish I had the Claw Digger, and I think it would have been better than that set, but I still think it's a little bit cooler, but still really good. Alright, and then last but not least, we have 8964, the Titanium Command Ring. I have a funny story about this set. So, when I was like 8 or 9 years old, actually, when did this come out? Launch the 1st of June 2009. So I would have been 8 years old. My parents got me this, well, me and my brother, this set for, what did they get this for us? I want to say Christmas. Yeah, it was Christmas. We were getting ready to move. They got us this set for Christmas. My dad brought the set home in the trunk of his car. And when he got home, he must have forgotten about it, and I think he asked, like, me and my brother to, like, go get something out of the car or something, or, like, he left his trunk open and we were, like, outside, and we opened the trunk and saw the Lego set, and this set was, like, huge. This was, like, a big set at the time, right? 706 pieces was, like, a lot for us at the time. And we went absolutely ballistic. We, like, screamed so loud. We were so happy, to the point where my mom was inside and she heard us yelling from the driveway and was like, oh my gosh, they found the Lego set before we were going to give it to them. So that's a funny story we always bring up in our family, because this set is so nostalgic for us. I know a lot of people kind of sleep on this set. They say there's a bunch of negative build space. But personally, having had this set, I still have this set, it's just in pieces. this was one of the most fun sets to play with. You drive it along, the drill spins automatically, and then you can stop it. You can raise the tower, so like this long green section with the command center on top. You raise it up, the command center sits back down, almost like Boba Fett's Slave 1, and then you can manually turn the drill from there to drill downwards, and just really fun. There's a cage and a crane to hold rock monsters. There was a net launcher, there was a dynamite launcher, you got the flames on the side, all 8 wheels. Just a really fun set, even if it was very few pieces for like how big it is. And then obviously it came with the big red rock monster. Just a really good set, really fun. Yeah, I think this one deserves to be. I'm gonna give it my nostalgia bias. It's going in S tier. I think it deserves to be there. And arguably, I think the Claw Digger could be there too, but I didn't have it, so we're just gonna leave it for now. So those are my Power Miner rankings. But let me know what you guys think of this ranking, if you agree or disagree, and let me know in the comments. And I will see you in the next one. So thanks for watching.